I'm sure my readers, my literary fiction readers, writing readers especially, won't forgive me if I don't ask you, how hard was it to find an agent for this book?
But let me tell you, it was almost impossible. Almost impossible.
Which makes us love you more.
Well, this book was rejected by a good 36 publishing houses that my agent sent it to, and a good another half dozen that I sent it to, places that could go unagented. And the only reason it was published is that it won this prize, the
Bellwether Prize. And you should follow who wins this prize. There's some very interesting.
It's been really exciting. My agent, I did one of those mass mailings.
Did you really?
Yeah, I picked out the top agents who I thought would be perfect for my work back in 2004, and I got some responses back after I sent the first 3 chapters. One agent who I really, really wanted at the time, she wrote back, no, she called me. What am I saying? She called me. She said, Heidi, you are a cross between Toni Morrison and Jamaica Kincaid. I was like, score, exactly. Good. She knows good stuff.
Yeah.
And then I sent her the rest, and she's like, it's not ready. And of course it wasn't. It wasn't ready. And I know that now, but looking back then, I just thought, I'm about to make $1 million advance.
Yeah. Don't you just hate rave rejections? I actually had someone tell me not too long ago.
Yeah.
That this is the best book I've read in the last year. I'm not interested. And I can understand from a marketing point of view, but what are you supposed to do with that?
Oh, I got one that I still find absolutely puzzling. So this is the best and most gorgeously written book I've read all year. I'm afraid it's too specific. Our readers want something more universal, which I thought was so puzzling because the idea of a story is specificity, but then, all of that to say, I finally found my agent. I'm afraid to tell your viewers that it was through a friend.
Really? It was through a recommendation?
Yeah.
Well, good for you. You should be working connections.
You should, and this is something that maybe people aren't thinking about. I won a contest, the AWP Writers Conferences Scholarship. You get $500 to go to any writers' conference you want to go to. And the judge that year was the very amazing Michael Pettit. Now, I didn't know him before I won, but he took an interest, and he said, tell me, what are your next steps? I'd like to help you. Isn't that beautiful?
I love it when writers do that.
I didn't believe him. Didn't trust that
that's
would
funny.
be true.
That's really funny.
And then he said, coming to New York. I was in New York at that time, and he said, I'd love to have lunch with you. I said, I'd love to take you to lunch. And then he called back and he said, how about if I introduce you to some agents I know? So he ended up locking me into my agent's office, Wendy Lyle was my agent. And she said, yeah, she'd read some of my work. I hadn't finished the revision of the manuscript yet, the one that was roundly rejected by all those other agents. And she said, well, I want to read the rest of it when it's ready. And I said, it's probably going to be 4 months from now. And she said, send it to me then, but I want to represent you. Oh, I celebrated. She represents Alice Walker.
Yes,
Alice
my
Walker's
favorite
original.
memoirist.
Yes, yeah. So,
this is... Oh, I didn't realize she was Alice Walker's original agent.
yeah.
Well, it's well deserved.
Yeah. So all of that to say, work your connections. Send out that crazy letter. You actually will get a response if you're writing a good letter and if your work is strong enough.